What up, good people? It's your boy Ahmad here with another episode of I'm Just Saying. Hopefully, you're having a great day, have had a great week, and thank you for rocking with your boy for a few minutes while I get some things off my chest. So, um, first of all, I know I was supposed to put out a video shortly thereafter, the Vision Pro unboxing video, right? However, I saw that there were it seemed like 47,000 my experience with Vision Pro, where people were showing what's going on in the headset and so forth and so on, right? So I figured you guys have seen enough of those. You've probably seen, more than your share of them. This is also not going to be one of those I'm returning my Vision Pro gotcha videos, right? That's not what this is. What we're going to talk about today really is my perspective of using the Vision Pro after 3 weeks, what it is, what it isn't, and really the areas of improvement that I can see them making from a software and hardware perspective, and probably some improvements, well, not improvements, some things that are wrong with it now that, may be a bit of an annoyance to some people, right? But, this is going to be kind of a free-flowing thing. I have an outline, but this is really just my thoughts and my raw experience. So, but before we dive into that, let's go ahead and, you know what it is. Hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and subscribe, so you can get more of this dopeness on a consistent basis. Get a notification so you know when I upload some dope videos, or just have some conversations or some things that you guys may be interested in. And then if you like this at the end of the video, definitely go ahead and hit the like button, all right? So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to it. So, first, like I said, I have some talking points laid out here. So really, I guess I want to start off with what the Vision Pro is and what it isn't. I'm going to try to be straight to the point with this definition. The Vision Pro is a computing device. My definition of a computing device is something that you can use to not only consume content, but also to create or modify that content, right? That content or that output, or whatever you want to call it, right? And that's what Vision Pro is. Vision Pro to me is pretty much the next evolution of an iPad. Just like to me, an iPad was the next evolution of an iPhone. It's in that same vein, right? It's an entirely new device, new challenges, new quirks, new things like that. What it is not, however, is a key to the matrix. It is not a perfect device. It is not a drive your car in it and it's perfectly fine, it's safe type of device, right? It's a computing device. I mean, hopefully you wouldn't drive your car, trying to maneuver your iPad, right? That would be pretty dangerous. Hopefully there's certain things you wouldn't do while trying to maneuver your iPad, which would be similar to what this is, right? It obviously was not designed to be utilized while walking around, right? If it were, the windows would automatically follow you and not stay stationary in the room, or you'd have an option for them to follow you. They don't, right? And I think, and maybe it's just for YouTube content, I don't know, but it seems that a lot of people, obviously this device costs a lot of money, so they want to view it as this magical thing that's going to change your reality. Now, I'm not saying you can't walk around with it on. I mean, a lot of people do. You're supposed to move with it on. However, utilizing the device while moving, the OS was not made for that, right? I think, I walk around my house with it on, right? I walk outside my yard with it on. I'm not walking around my neighborhood with it on. I probably could, but that's not what I'm going to do. Because it has no benefit other than maybe if I want to take some video or some spatial photos or spatial video, then yeah, it'll be awesome for that. I see a lot of comparisons to the Quest 3, right? To me, the main difference between the three in what their intended use is. Quest 3 to me is made more for gaming. It has some productivity features to it, but the productivity side of it, the computer side of it, the computing side of it, Vision Pro is light years ahead of Quest 3. The gaming side of it, because it's mainly a VR headset, has some augmented reality and mixed reality components to it, but the gaming side of Quest 3 definitely way ahead of Vision Pro. Its game library is tremendous, right? Vision Pro is just new, just starting out. Apple has to convince developers to develop games for it, and so far, there hasn't been an influx of meaningful games that are native to Vision OS, right? So that's what it is and what it isn't for me, right? So let's discuss some of my pros and cons, or likes and dislikes with this device. So likes. As I stated before, to me it's that next evolutionary step from iPhone to iPad to Vision Pro, right? The technology is dope. It's super dope. I mean, concept of having a wearable computer on your face is and then the execution I think is great. The operating system itself, I think is beautiful. I mean, it's Apple. Apple does a lot of visually pleasing, aesthetically pleasing things with their OS. So when you're in it, it's hardware. It's awesome. Obviously, an M2 chip, R1 chip. There's no lag. The speed, the efficiency of which everything pops up and moves is great. Using it, user experiences is great as well. Once you get used to the eye tracking and pinching, it is very responsive. The displays, watching movies, watching content on that thing is unreal. The environments, the immersiveness, there's a ton of things to love about this thing. There are a ton of things to love about this thing. Build quality is great. Really, there is a ton of things I love about this. I spend, as I stated before, 2 to 4 hours on it every day. There seems to be regular updates coming as far as software gradually getting released. A lot of people out there, it reminds me of early iPhone days, a lot of people out there are seeing gaps and making up for those gaps. Like there is a native Twitter client, sort of kind of, that someone's developed. It's native to Vision OS, but it really just interacts with the web version of Twitter and translates it into it's great. Same thing goes with this Juno app, which is really native to Vision OS. It's the YouTube replacement until these firms and Apple, these companies in Apple finish having their tug of wars or whatever's causing the delay. But yeah, like I said, the experience, the software, great. Some of my dislikes, cons, if you will. You pay $3,500 for this, $35 and up, right? For this particular device. It's expensive. We all know Apple makes great cameras at capturing video. The pass-through cameras on this thing could be better. I don't know if, I could see where some technical issues may come into play. Maybe they're a little bit lower resolution than 4K because I think more processing power, and maybe that's going to cause more heat, and you need fans and this, that, and the other. If that's the case, still, you've had a while. Hopefully they can figure out a way around this, right? But they need higher resolution. I mean, it still looks far and away better than its competitors. However, for this particular price point, I need my pass-through to look, I need to look more real. I mean, I need to look a little bit less like I'm watching television, more like I am looking through a pair of binoculars or glasses or something, right? So another thing about this is just Apple, you've known about this for a while. It's your own stuff. Why aren't all of your apps? Why isn't there a version of all of your apps for Vision OS? Like news doesn't have a version, books, podcasts, pages, numbers. Um, I mean, there's a few. There's not a native calendar app. Um, it's nuts, right? Um, I, I I don't know what the back end part of it is. Maybe the developer cycles. I have no idea. But Envision OS 2.0, whenever that comes out, hopefully in WWDC, I need the native versions of all your apps. I mean, and I'm not talking about Final Cut and Logic. I would like those, but I mean, we all know how long it took to get those even on the iPad. So, I mean, sitting here hoping for those for Vision OS 2.0 is probably like, wishing for the impossible. But yes, if we could just have those improvements, that would be great. The next thing is widgets, some sort of widget. I mean, they have applications, once again, that have filled the gaps. However, I would like to be able to have widgets. Just when I open this up, I have it set up where the time widget, a widget for time, a widget for battery life, a widget for stars, this, that, and the other. I mean, you do it for the iPad screen, which is that is much smaller. You have this much larger canvas. We should have the ability to place widgets somewhere. So that would be a great improvement for 2.0. Um, from a hardware perspective, I mean, I mentioned the cameras. The weight is not a problem for me. I mean, I'm a pretty hefty dude, pretty big head. I were to say 2 to 4 hours, I'm not having any issues. I walk around my house, I'm walking outside, around my yard. No issues, right? I'm not driving in it anywhere. I'll go to Starbucks and sit at Starbucks for a little while and chill. There's still no issues there. And I'm wearing a solo loop band. So for me, the weight is not a big deal. It's comfortable to me, so there's that. But I would like more color options. It'd be great if there were like midnight gray version of this. That would be dope, right? I know in the Pro devices there aren't a lot of color options, but there's always at least midnight gray. Gold, I mean, I personally am not going to have a gold Vision Pro. That to me is a little gaudy and nuts. But hey, to each his own. But still, just to have those options would be super dope. So, those are kind of my initial thoughts. Like I said, I've been in this thing. It's almost 3 weeks, and I love it. I do. I think it's a great piece of technology. Yes, it's expensive. It definitely is expensive. The price point, I'm sorry. Price point is another dislike. The price point is definitely another dislike. I especially after hearing what the materials cost. And I know you have to be marked a certain markup, but I mean, I think they got a little greedy with it. But that's my perspective, right? Not knowing all the details, but I digress. So, really, man, I mean, it's a great device. It's the next wave of tech. I think this is a thing where I had the first iPhone, I had the first iPad. I see this in that same vein. There are problems with it. It's a version 1 device. So I mean, like I said, there are things that could be better. I don't have the cracking, the screen cracking thing is a little weird to me. The details that I've heard about it is people, leaving the cover on and leaving it in standby mode, and it cracks then, right? To me, I'm like, why do you have your cover on when it's in standby mode, right? It's like with that cover on, it's covering up the vents. The vents are how it dissipates heat. It gets rid of heat, yeah. And so if the heat's trapped inside, you already have a glass front. Again, there's potential to have something, happen with the glass, right? I get why people do it, because you want to continue on with your session where it's at. And that's another potential hardware improvement that Apple can make, right? Is the ability to kind of continue on with that session. But, I haven't had any issues with the glass breaking. Well, everyone, that's kind of my 2 cents on it. It's a definitely recommended buy for me. If you like tech, if you like cutting edge stuff, this is it. I don't know what Zuckerberg's talking about. This headset's way better than the Quest 3. If you want to play games, not so much. Quest 3 definitely better. But if you want the next level computing, you want the next computer, this is it. The OS is by far and away better than what Quest is running. So there's that. Hopefully you guys found this entertaining, informative, something, right? If you did, go ahead and mash that like button for me. Don't leave here without hitting that subscribe button. And turn on the notification bell while you're at it. While you're in your click phase, go ahead and do that as well. Really hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Wonderful rest of your week. And we're gonna hop on my Vision Pro. I'm out.